Now, we're on the way out. We thought we'd fill in a little time having a chat about people who get back to us. We're on the way out to the, wait for this, we're on the way out to the blowholes. I don't know how that could be exciting. The waves coming in and hitting a gap in the rocks and the water whooshing into the air, but they say that's a tourist attraction, and we are tourists. We're travellers. So we're going down. Tourists are idiots. Travellers are people who are interested in travelling. And we thought we'd address, now first of all, thank you to, was it Karen and Kevin, or who was
Kevin
it?
and Sharon.
Sharon! Sharon said, I didn't like you on the footy show. Well, the feeling's mutual, Sharon. I didn't like myself on the footy show either. She said, but I'm warm to you. She said, I love the broadcast, or the filming we do on the trip. I said, well, that's the real me, Shazza, darling.
One's perception is not one's reality.
Did she say that?
No, I say that.
Oh, you said that. So thank you for that. Also, someone said on the quad bikes we were going slowly. Well, they were governed to 35k, and when we got bogged, I got bogged too, because the guide, Sam, very nice man, he took off in front of us at a rate of knots, about 35 going up a steep hill, and I thought that's unusual. And of course he did that because the sand was very thick and soft, and he didn't tell us to gut it. He just said just right up there, so that's why we got bogged. We never got bogged. Well, you got bogged twice. I never got bogged again. And then someone said stop whinging about the sunsets. They didn't really say that. They said, aren't the sunsets fantastic? Well, they are. Someone from Melbourne said, stop whinging about the sunsets. We're lucky to see the sun down here at the minute, so that's fair enough. Also,
when you got bogged to get your tow rope would have been good.
Tow rope?
Yeah.
What?
Would have been easier.
It would have been like the camels joined on from their snouts to the other one's bums. Have a three-pronged tow rope for pulling one quad bike out and another one and you.
Well, instead of digging it out and going backwards and forwards, they should have just towed it out.
So I gave Sue a time trial on the beach, and I marked out and I said, go through the S's and I'll time you and see if I can beat you. Well, unbeknownst to me, the guide said that you're only allowed to do 10 kilometres an hour on the beach. I said, gee, I don't know who the people were before us, but I can see those big broadside donut marks in the sand there. They haven't been taking much notice of that, but we don't want to break the law. And there was a couple of other things I wanted to say about, what did I want to say? There's a couple of other things there was. Come on, you read out the comments and I say, remember some of them. You haven't remembered one of them yet, have you?
I remember every one of them, but I can't think of it.
Well then that is a complete oxymoron. If you remember every one of them, but you can't think of them, you haven't remembered any of them.
Yeah.
So anyhow, we're just filling in time. Now we're on the aquatic side of the continent now. We're on the coast, and we're, as I say, going down to the blowholes. There was something else I was going to say that I thought was important. Was it about driving, or was it about letting the tyres down? Someone said, why didn't you let the tyres down? I thought I would dip a toe in the water to get onto the beach where we had a swim, and I thought I'll test it.
Test out the motorsport wheels and tyres to see if they'll get there.
From Ahmed.
Yeah.
That's it. And I said, and this was my rationale, sir, madam, whoever you are, I thought if we get bogged on the way there, we'll then let the tyres down. We'll let them, they were 45, we'll let them down to about 20 if we get bogged. Well, we nearly got bogged, but we didn't. So when we were on the beach, I made an executive decision. I said, no, we'll let the tyres down in case we get bogged going back and we have to get out, and if there's other people using the little track, they've got to go round us, and so we let the tyres down to 20. That's what we did. And it is a remarkable, I know you wouldn't need me to tell you this, but it's remarkable just how easy it is when you let the tyres down, but very hard to steer the car because, anyhow. So that was it. So thanks for all those comments. As I say, we'll give you a bit of blowhole news, and then we're going to look at the Space Museum here at Carnarvon. I'm not sure there's a hell of a lot going on at Carnarvon, to be honest. But it's very nice being at Carnarvon. But the Space Museum and the blowholes, I'm not sure.
And Red Bluff, isn't it? Are we going to
Oh, Red Bluff, they said they might have a bit of a surf there. Surf. I used to be a gun surfer.
Really?
On a board and on the body. But I was a very good board rider back in the 60s, late 50s, early 60s.
Longboard or shortboard?
No, good point, Sue. No, they just brought the Okanuis in, the balsa boards, and so it wasn't the long boards, but I was very good at it. And I love catching a wave or two, so when I do catch a wave and I happen to be swept out by the current, you can do with the wavy. You can wave me goodbye as I disappear out into the Indian Ocean.
Into
That'd
the
solve a
sunset.
hell of a lot of problems. I'll wave. I'll wave as I sink into the sunset, and that will give more. I tell you what I was going to say. So, yeah, people go on and on about climate change, and I know there's a big conference going on the other side of the world, and they say the coral has been affected by climate change. No one has ever denied there's not climate change going on, but it is nothing to do and not responsible for the people living on the planet who create it. And this is even made more stark by the fact that they couldn't launch a couple of space rockets to go to Mars recently, just a couple of days ago, because of the huge solar flares that had come off the sun and were creating havoc with weather on the Earth. And I interviewed a bloke called William Caninmonth, who was a representative of the Australian government at the Kyoto Climate Convention many years ago. And he said that climate change is due to solar flares, wind and tides, nothing else. And how apt has that been, how proven has that been when they couldn't launch a space rocket because of the solar flares? That's what causes climate change. Just ask the dinosaurs.